I want today to use three words for our Bible study: see, hear, remember. Let me say it again: see, hear, remember. These three words are what Jesus brought out in the book of Mark, the 8th chapter, verse 18 and 19. Jesus said, "Having eyes you see not, and having ears hear you not. And do you not remember? When I break the 5 loaves among 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments took you up? They say unto him, 12. Now, the concern here of the disciples is what he's dealing with. They have a major concern. You and I have concerns today from time to time that are major. We have concern. And when we do, those three words we need to remember: see, hear, remember. Let's notice now today in this text the concern the disciples had. It's found in verse 17, Mark 8:17. This is what the concern they had. Jesus said this to them: "Why reason ye, because you have no bread?" Their concern was, we have no bread. And he says, why you trouble? Why you reason about this? Because you have no bread? And the concern was that. Number two, the confidence they should have, as you and I today, we use the words see, hear, remember. We should have confidence of the past and what God has done throughout the years. Notice now the confidence here they should have had, but they didn't have it. I'll read now verse 19 and verse 20. Jesus said to them, "When I break the 5 loaves among 5,000, how many basket of fragments took you up? And they say unto him, 12. And when the 7 among 4,000, how many baskets full of fragments did you take up? And they said, 7. He says, so now you should have confidence. I mean, you saw me feed 5,000 men plus women and children, and how much you have left over? They said 12 baskets full. You saw me feed the 4,000 men plus women and children. How many baskets you have left over? 7. And now you have concern that you have no bread? We forget who God is. We forget so quickly the master of the sea. Looking back at time and time and time again when God just stepped in and gave us deliverance. And here we are even today. If we're not careful, we got concern. Keep in mind the words now: see, hear, remember. That's what he brought out to them. Now, I'm going to bring this today to you and I where we are this morning or today. The common problem we have today, we all have it. It's found in verse 18. Having eyes, see you not. Having ears, hear you not. And do you not remember? Eyes he's speaking of is not these eyes here. It's spiritual vision. Without vision, the people perish. We need to have single vision, not double vision. You see it one way. We see it God's way. We see it scripturally. That's the vision we should have. And to hear. Having ears to hear, you don't hear. It's more than this. We have to hear it spiritually. And the more we hear, the more shall be given. Faith comes by what? By hearing the word of God. Spiritually. Then the word remember. Remember. Again, from this day back, all these years in your life as a Christian, what God has done for all of us. The disciples witnessed here just two great miracles. Feeding 5,000 plus women and children, feeding 4,000 plus women and children, and now they tell him, we don't have no bread. I mean, it's almost funny, but it's not. These men should have known, hey, this is the one that can do anything. We've seen him do it. And you've seen him do it. You have seen God in your life. If you're a Christian, I promise you, in years gone by, you have seen the hand of God in your life move time and time again. I think sometimes we don't pay attention. Every day, God is doing something, and we're so busy seeing everything else, we don't see what God is doing. And we hearing all this stuff from the media, all this stuff from the White House, all this stuff from everywhere in the government. We're hearing all this stuff, and we don't hear God. That still small voice that can settle our heart today. And then this past Sunday we had a song in our church, a special song. One song was I Will Remember. And we forget so quickly. I could write a book, maybe 2 books, in my past life of a Christian and remember on paper what God has done for me. And yet I'm just like you. If I'm not careful, I say, Lord, I don't have any bread. Don't you remember? I fed 5,000 men plus women and children. I fed 4,000 men plus women and children. And combined, you had 19 baskets of fragments left over. And now you telling me that you're concerned about bread? Yesterday, I didn't do 10 minutes of truth. I didn't have the word. But today, coming to church this morning, this is the word that God gave me. This is what God gave me today to share with you on 10 minutes of truth. Again, the words are, please remember, see, hear, and remember. Until next time, from Clark's Chapel Baptist Church, we trust, with God's help, that you would have wonderful days.